store, per se. More like a refrigerator in the back of a medical marijuana clinic. You have to ask for a special pot muffin, and then they take you in the back. That's the coded signal. Who cares? I'm going home to eat that muffin. If I call you later, just humor me. Bye.
Highlight. Yeah. A little bit of crazy driving at the moment. Try and find a new spot. Yeah, I was lurking in a Medi's chat earlier, and he's gotten. By the way, I think he might have passed out before then. Das Medi, he was met with him. Met with Nino yesterday as a Whisper. There's unfortunately my VOD broke during it. Like no, you can't hear any of his side. You can only hear me, and my voice changer didn't work. The program just completely died, or didn't die, but just yeah, it said it was active and didn't activate. So yeah, I was really upset because I was like, the whole point is even if people could put the voice, I just wanted it to be a bigger thing of you have no idea. Now I am trying to find. So I met with him over at the winery. I just heard him talking with Edgar, and I think it's Brandon, so Travis, and he wants to get them involved. Means I need a new spot that I can set up with. Yeah, if you look at Nino's or Dosmedi's VOD from yesterday, I think it starts around like 10 hours. So it's right around there. I did okay. I did right. I was very nervous, so it wasn't as good as it could have been. Hopefully this one I can calm myself a little bit. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes, I want to say. Roughly. Oof. Oh, I like this spot. Yeah, I didn't realize he's actually like the second most popular streamer right now on NoPixel. So that wasn't the part. It was just finally actually being able to do it. And yeah, I watched it earlier today and loved it. This is a lot. My problems are somewhere. So, but yeah, I mean, Medi loved it. His whole chat loved it because it was. He thought I was an admin, which is great. It's one of the highest praises I can get. is they thinking I like everything I'm saying is actually holds way more weight than it really does. It's to say 0. I don't know if you actually have heard the whole like the whole reasoning, like what I cooked up when I first made Halen. This his backstory. It's all about what's currently happening, but it almost legitimizes all of like all of what 4.0 is about, like all the different mechanics and how it works. And so like why the weed seller, the card shop person, like all of them are still around and can be. And they're not being like taken and, you know, anything's happening to them. This is gonna be super dangerous, right? Just a critical side. I don't think I actually explained it well, honestly. When I did it, when I went over it with Nino, I realized, and I'm gonna do it today, is I don't know all the people's names from the different NPCs. So I need to learn at least like 3 of their names so that I can reference them. Okay. But, yeah. Here. Do you think here, or do we do it on the lower one? It's not the easiest part to get up here, but that's kind of the point is to make it difficult so that no one can really follow. Just finding this stuff because so the idea is what I did last time is I made it a purple color. And it was at night as well, which I loved. It took time. Get good one. Wish I could make it so like it actually works, but certain does not grab onto. That. Just kind of stand here. So any conversation you have is like this with the one side being hit and the other side not. It'll be just like that. And so I'll be talking. So it'll either be something like this. We'll see. I think this is just a nice like overview where we were previously. It's right there. I think this is where I'll do it. This is great. It means I found the spot quickly. It's just figuring out how to get up here. I think of how to do it so I can like over that software up first. Picture. I'm gonna move off of it so I'm not there, so you can't see the. Actually, hold on. If I time it right already, because if I did, that would. Did I time it? I did time it perfectly. Oh, that's great. That's great. My the image I have is doesn't have the uh, arrow because it's flashing, so it caught it right when it was flashing off. Right, that's what I wanted. I want to say how, like, gonna have to draw how to up. Otherwise, it's one of the hardest places to. It's on purpose. The idea now is earlier on in the day will be a dead drop, hopefully to him, to Peppo. So if I get the notification tonight, I can do the dead drop now while he's still around. Have at least the SIM card. Look at the call once I'm around to then look at the SIM card for the instructions. Which is how I did it with Nino, and I love that. I think it kind of portrays the very, say, the whole idea that this is super on the down low as much as you possibly can make it. I could be evil eventually. Just take one of those lights and put it at the entrance to that tunnel. And so if someone's coming into the tunnel or going out of the tunnel, I can have the lights hitting both ways, and so they just think it's coming. Freak them out. I'm not gonna do it, but it would be fun. Yeah. You can't. We'll figure out how to get up from there. This side of it. Gotta go. Color. There that I had yet. Don't remember. It's this way or yeah. Right. that going. Get us that part of the day. Now, I verified that that's actually where it was. I was just told. The only thing I have to worry about that mountain compared to the over by the vineyard is vineyard doesn't have a lot of mountain lions. I have a feeling that one does, which will suck, but you know, it will be what it will be. Do I go like the full road? I'm wondering if I make them do the full. So there is a bigger plan for most gangs. I was gonna actually have 2 to 3 gangs all do a not like an exploration to find answers. And it's not really finding answers, it's just getting questions. Where they can answer it themselves. That's the whole point, is not that Halen provides answers, Halen provides questions. Well, now do my due diligence, because I really wasn't for a very long time. That guy, that. I wish I just had all these people's names, like, already. Wish I wrote them down when I visited most of them. Get away from there. I need to go to the bathroom. At least not be on this road. Barely just hit 3 cars. Well, great. scrapyard bridge. Two of them. I don't know where the grower is. I use all of Amarillo. Building Amarillo. Go to Hades territory. It's not that bad. This is creepy. Oh, random people just standing in the fucking. Yeah, just littles. Yeah, tomorrow evening will be interesting if it works out. We'll have to like triple check on whether or not I get Peppo's, like Edgar's number or not tonight. I mean, if it doesn't, so the hilarious thing is, I was actually trying to figure out how to get Peppo involved, how to get Edgar involved in this, because he's one of those people who, I watched him so much with Coyote. I loved Coyote. And in all honesty, if Coyote was still around, Halen would have gone to him with the, with this, because that's just who Coyote is. Lester Crest. I watched him with Coyote and like the whole like PPO phase for him. And it made me start watching like all different types of different cops. And I was watching Bradford a lot because he's funny and he does all the car chases, and I really sorry. That is the one person Halen will tease anywhere in the city. It very much feels like Big Brother, Little Sister is what I get. Like, they're siblings. I don't know why, it just does. Ever since they first started talking, that's the feeling I got. Which is just great. It's so just it's just funny. That's all it is. It's just funny. We're the side of town over here. Weed dealer. There's and one of the fences are. I forget where. I remember seeing them once. Don't remember where I saw them. Because Halen is not a person who, like, outs that he's in the city ever. Like, the only time he does it is if he's a doctor, because he has to. It is a requirement that he posts in the limit. If he's not a doctor, he does not say anything to anyone for the most part. Too dangerous. Light, since you're here so much, do you have any questions? Or want any insider information? Because I have a feeling in the next week we're about to get a lot of people in here. By a lot, I mean like 20. I don't want all of them though, I get, but having someone who'd be like, yeah, I know what's going on. This makes sense. I personally always like being that person, but some others don't. Oh, no problem. There's say there is a lot more to come. Like, there's a lot of this doesn't make sense because you don't. Again, there's a lot of backstory that just not gonna really come out too much. It's really hard to find a way to make it relevant. Like, a lot of it is just really hard to be relevant because, I mean, sure. And I will not take that away from you. I also like doing it. I just oftentimes, when I'm watching streams, I'm doing something else. Almost guaranteed. I'm usually playing some video game. I can't. Or reading. But reading's a lot harder. Ooh. I can give you what you would get if you watched Medi's stream. Okay. Focus. Huh. Again, I think I did it kind of poorly. But the worst of things. Yeah. Oh, I should have just done that one. That was next to Lester. Oh well. This, and then I will probably end up doing a little bit of doctor for the evening. Because, well, no one's been on shift all day. Like, no one. No doctor has signed in. So initially today was initially I was going to today be it's like my bubble was huge that was crazy because as you saw, I didn't touch them, but I definitely pitted them. It would be a great day to be a cop. Yeah. That's the one thing I wish I could do with Halen that I can't, and that is I can't drive crazy. I can't be a driver as much as I want to be. Just his heart doesn't like it. He does it to try and de-stress a little bit, but oh yeah, that's not good. That's rough. Hopefully you're okay, because I know that hitting them, especially if you're going like full speed, can do quite a bit of damage. But I mean, there's not a lot you can do. Probably going pretty high speed at that point. Somewhere. Parking lot. Semi-normal person. Oh, he just lost them. Holy shit, he just lost them. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, cars lose those battles a lot of times. All right, give me like 4 minutes. All right. I think that's the other thing I realized recently, that Halen has pretty much no friends in the city anymore. Like 3 people he really hung out with have all stopped coming into the city. One of them kind of comes in, but he's rare. Yeah, no one's done anything. I love this name. The doctors have started changing, almost making jokes for the injuries. So if you know anything about boxing, Remedy Creed or Apollo Creed, who's a pretty famous boxer. She's not Apollo. Got into a fist fight, and lost. Got knocked unconscious and basically had some brain swelling. I personally find that kind of funny, and just like, you get it. If you don't, it makes no goddamn sense. But whatever. I mean, there's been a movie that just came out about Apollo Creed's son, right? Named Creed, and then I think it's on its third, like, on its trilogy right now. Like, it's not super. But yeah, most people in the hospital probably get it, because I've found most of them actually watch a lot of movies. I'm the one who I don't watch almost any. Else, I can't get the sewer. Oh, we'll get all of the justice. That's who I need to get. Oh, what 3 shows? I don't watch like any TV anymore. I don't even own a TV. I also really don't own any streaming services. Great. And all sign matrix. All of the O's are okay. Like Bob's Burgers I never watched. 70 Show I watched a little bit of growing up, and Friends not really. I watched some, but like only when there was literally nothing else I wanted to watch. I was way more into like anime or typically Friends came on when I was in soccer. I did a lot of soccer growing up. So I'd come home like, and the Friends would be ending, and then it would be like Jag. I watched a lot of Jag, watched a lot of CSI, NCIS. That's where a lot of the ones I kind of want to. I've been wanting to watch Jag again, which is like the first lawyer drama show. It was really good. And growing up, I wanted to be a fighter pilot, and so the main character, he is an ex-fighter pilot that got into an accident and got night blindness, so he couldn't fly anymore, and so he became a lawyer instead, as you do. Skylar Sparks. Marshall. Yeah. So I got Marshalls. Um, need names for that. Yeah, I don't really need those names there. Good to have. Problem be I am trying to figure out. My goal is to actually shine. Like, plan is to shine lights on different parts of the city to highlight, in some ways, corruption. Problem is, I don't know how to do it here for just the justices. Like, I can do it for the, the building itself. But I wanted it to specifically be for the justices. The marshals are easy. I can literally just come out this side door here and just point a light at them. The idea is to make it so they don't see it. Or if they see it, it's a minor, like, whatever. Yeah. I have 12 lights that would be placed if I am to do everything I would want to do. So this is 1, 2, 3 is the FIB building, which is now, as Nino calls it, Nino Tower. Those are the 3 big ones. Merryweather. Oh, I need to go see if I can't find a the Merryweather dock actually exists. This. Just go. Let's see. I want to find either really like Merryweather dock, and so you can highlight Merryweather itself, or one of the red crates. The problem is I have to do a red crate that everyone sees, or that's really easy to see. They're still chasing the guy.
Who's the main target?
And there's an interference vehicle. He's running the same route. But yeah, I have them. Those are the main, like, 3. The main 4 is FIB, Merryweather, City Hall for the justices, and then the marshals. And the marshals can be omitted if I need to. They're not necessary. Because they're just being used very much like this was all said yesterday, so you're not getting anything that isn't already out in the world that you could watch from yesterday if you watch the VOD. Yeah, marshals are being used. A lot of, but the justices, Merryweather, and the FIB are all in charge. And so they're the ones who decide what happens and what doesn't in this city. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything Merryweather's over here. This is the one time I'm like, I'd be fine with meta knowing where there's a obvious Merryweather sign or something. It's apparent in the world. I got no idea. I know in the game it's right here. Yeah, they're the ones who are making sure the city is corrupt. It's just it's doomed to fail because of them. Automated gate. Um, so everything else that Whisper talks about is ways of funding those three. I mean, the two, FIB and Merryweather, because they're in cahoots together. They do everything together. It feels like this is. Oh yeah, this is. I don't know what this is. Halen's never been over here. So like the weed, the chop shop, like salvage yard, gun crates, all of that is a way of farming, getting money out of criminals, and then also increasing crime while doing it. It's kind of the best of both worlds. They get, oh, that is a Merryweather crate right there. Recently opened Merryweather crate as well. There's no way this is still. Yeah, this is still open. Oh, this is gonna be funny. Alan's gonna seem so. Alan is gonna seem so sus to one of the officers. Let's see.
Hi, Halen.
Hi, Belle. Are you currently on duty, or are you relaxing?
I am on duty right now, trying to help out with like a little mini academy. What's up?
Okay. I just found an open Merryweather box that still has the guns inside. It looks like.
Ping me 222.
Okay. Down on the docks. A little bit of a corner over here.
Okay, I see where you're at.
All right. Hopefully it's at least something and not just my eyes playing tricks on me. I haven't touched anything, so.
Okay, I'm on my way.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So, Halen is his main goal is he's twofold. Halen Wyld is Civ persona. He is supposed to be like the ideal Civ. He tells the police things, he helps them out. He doesn't cross gangs, but he doesn't go out of his way to help them. He is a Civ through and through. Whisper is the gang persona. He is there to cut corners, to give stuff to the gangs that need it. That is Whisper. Halen has found 3 different sets of stills. He has found that container. What else did he find? Oh, he found Oxy. Found an Oxy shipment, just randomly. Again, it seems really suspect because this is a Civ who's finding all this shit, and he doesn't 311 it. He's just finding it because as he goes, he's like, I haven't been around a lot of the parts of this city. I'm literally just trying to find out, where things are. They don't know them very well. And so I go into the hills just to like, I don't know, let's see what's out here. Because my goal, like Halen's thought process is, I want to find good places that are away from everything. That he can set up meetings for as Whisper. That's the whole point. And so he looks around for stuff for that. And so he's looking, but he's looking for, you know, secluded areas. It just so happens that a lot of the secluded areas happens to have a lot of illegal business, because other people have also like, oh, this is also not really used very much. And up here, I drive by it all the time, and I see it's like a green. It's never used. I think it's the backside of the FIB building. If it is, I have to get the fuck out. It is. This is a bank. This actually wouldn't be a bad spot. No one checks up here. You're not seen from almost any area. This is also a really good ambush point. Holy shit. You would murder anyone who's down there. But yeah, no, so Halen's just, you know, he finds random shit. Great. I love it. I think it's just funny. I think that will probably be where the dead drop is, though. I'll do for Edgar will probably be up there, just because it's interesting, different. And then I will put a camera up there somewhere that I can see who actually picks it up. If I'm around. I might do it in the morning and hope that he gets there. I do like that I do know that I am having to plan. I was gonna do it this week is planned for Friday, and the event, and having to do it now instead of Friday is just like fine, because it's still early enough in the evening that I can plan for it without feeling stressed. I'm probably not gonna do the full light show. I'll do just a I don't even know if I want to do like a small light, like a little bit of lights or not. Here, I don't think I've been up into these mountains at all. Not much else. No. My brain has stopped working with that mindset, at least. this car. It just almost, I think it's only ever flipped twice. And those were like really high jumps. Actually report this. That is, anyone ever like tries to like do anything over here? Not. Like, do you know how to make a clip for me? If you don't, that's fine. I can put it out on my end. I want to send a clip of that there's something here. Oh, all good. Why I asked. Hmm? All right. Do. Nah, it's all good. Okay, let's put that. Yeah. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Halen. A couple things I wanted to touch on with that.
Yep.
Did you said that you saw the guns inside of it?
I see a box inside that said disarm security or disable security.
Okay, you didn't see any guns though?
No, I didn't touch the box.
Okay. We just got done clearing it. We think that whatever was inside was already taken.
Okay.
Um, what were you doing down in that area? Don't mind me
Just
asking.
I'm literally just looking around. I haven't been in any of the docks before. I am just there's a lot of places in the city that seem kind of sketchy, and I am just trying to see what is around because, well, let's just say people keep coming around with some weird stuff. I had last Friday people with black goo, and they don't know where they got it from.
Last I heard of that was back up in Humane Labs.
Yeah. But they were saying they got it from the sewers, and talking to someone from the that was in the sewers, they said they found it in one of the at the port somewhere. So I was just going around trying to see what was going on.
All right. The only other thing I wanted to touch on is with something like that, try to 911 it as well.
Sure.
I don't mind responding to calls, but I had a headache and we had like 5 units that were trying to find out where this was.
Okay.
And I was the only one that knew where it was because like I said over the radio where it was, but nobody
Yeah,
else
no,
like knew
I
where it was.
understand. I'll do that from now on.
Go get your ID first. But with that being said, I appreciate you reporting that. Thank you.
Of course. Anytime. It's, hopefully you're
But
staying safe out there. And yeah, I'll start 911ing those. To me, I always think 911 is someone's life is in danger instead of like there's just something open here that's weird.
so 911 and 311 is talking to law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is 911 is for emergencies. I would say that would be an emergency
Okay.
because that would be like unlicensed weapons getting out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, with the 911, it tells us where the call's coming in from, so we can pinpoint it better.
Okay. I will.
311 is like more for information, such as like somebody going off duty or just providing like information to other officers or like the public or stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. I'll thank you for the information.
Yep. All right. You have a good night.
You too. Problem is, Halen doesn't trust any of the other officers, so he's doesn't like 911ing because then it becomes a if any of them are corrupt, which he assumes everyone is, for the most part. Then his name's gonna get out that he's snitching, and then he's just gonna be harassed way more often. And he doesn't want that heat. He likes being more anonymous. If it actually works, and like that. Yeah. The hilarious part is he's already told Belle multiple times, like, I'm just driving around places. I'm just trying to see what exists in here. But him just finding a bunch of shit is always like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen often. Which is great. It's part of this that I like. That he's just finding stuff, and it's making kind of wants that ability to just be like, yeah, I've already done a bunch of this stuff. Like, I have an idea. I know what certain things are. It's like he found some weird stuff, like the oxy he found. He didn't know it was oxy. but he ended up asking his criminal contact, like, hey, I found this shit. What is it? And he just goes, oh, it's Oxy. Oh, okay. This one's way too out in the open. You can be seen from the, it's like the other ones are really, like really high up, and so you're not really looking up the mountain too much. Yeah, this one, it's like actually you can kind of see cars every once in a while. It looks like the draw distance is just far enough that this would be also an okay one. It's just, I think this one's a little bit, little too open. Like, honesty, if there was a cave, like, right here or like right along the water line, that would be a perfect spot. That's where you would want to go, because like there's a service road right here. This is too close to a road that he would not like to be at. But yeah, the view's amazing. The view is fucking fantastic. I think he watched a sunrise from up there at that, either there or down on that side. I can't remember where. This is, he had a, in some ways, you can see it as it could have been a date. It wasn't. It was literally him, like, talking with Faye for, like, 2 hours about, like, his plans. Like, very mildly, but enough that, like, gave her a good idea of what he's actually after, and she wanted to help. I don't like, this is a landmark. We're gonna look up there, or I can't help but gravitate towards it, so being in this area is just kind of bad. Instead, you'd want to come like down here. The people who use that service road right there, not used. At least I would expect it to not be used often. Actually, this right here would be a really good spot too, because you're blocking that backside. And cars can kind of see it, but this is a really weird spot to look up at. And there's not a lot of traffic through there. So you get the power plant, plus all the windmills. And then Mount Chiliad in the back. I think this would be the secondary spot, depending upon the timing. Because if it's dead of night, like towards the end of night, this would be good because it'd be morning. And as the sun's rising, having it happen here is pretty significant. It's about to be evening, the other one's better. If it's midday, I'll probably do the other one. But we will still take that. check. Yep, that worked. That's the without cursor. Just have it like here. Can't be seen from back there. Over here, it's really little, like not as easy to be seen. And then the lighting hits from this side going down or that side coming up. I actually think that side coming up would look better. All of it would be good. Yes, you would have to know where you're going, otherwise you would just... This is not a fun place to... I guess it's not that bad. You get plenty of traction. My thing is, I just wish it, like... I wish it would be foggy again. Like a good fog would help out a lot. Yeah, there's certain weathers that I really like in this game. The heavier storms I actually really do like. First, like my second week in the city, when I was actually like when I first really started playing, 'cause it did take me like 2 weeks to actually really start playing. It rained every day in the city, and it was like typhoon level rain. Constantly. I do not know why, but it just was. But I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. People were, I'm like, yeah, it's just typhoon season. That's all it is. I think the other thing that's really funny is that an assumption has been made by Nino in that he is going to put forth the 2 people, or maybe just 1, which is like he wants I'll need for flop gone. He's assuming that Whisper's just gonna be like, yeah, no, like, let's go ahead and meet. It's like, no, he does background checks. And the hilarious part is, Halen was in the city Halen was in the city during Survivor. Or Survival. So he knows what Edgar does. He knows kind of a little bit about Edgar from that. And that alone makes him, like, worried. He does not like that. Yeah, this is too important of a thing to just be like, yeah, you can bring anyone you want. You trust them, I'll trust you. It's like, no, he made it very plain. He does not trust Nino yet. That's not how this works. It's not trust nobody. It's you have to earn the trust. If you just give it out like candy, it's going to be taken advantage of. And don't trust anyone completely because they can always betray you. That's Halen's way of life. Like what he core believed in was betrayed. And so, like, his most of his life feels this was a betrayal. So now he is. I mean, I disagree with it, myself personally. I trust everyone implicitly to start with until you give me a reason not to. You say you're gonna be somewhere, I'm gonna assume you're gonna be there. If you don't show up or you show up late, then that's, you know, a little bit, and there's not a good reason, and that's, you know, the trust a little bit. Wait, like I now know where I stand. But you play that, right? You do, because if you don't trust someone just because you've been hurt before, you're making your own baggage, your own trauma influence you to kind of an unhealthy degree. It's fine going in with a little bit of skepticism, a little bit of like, okay, this might happen. If you just go, everyone's gonna do this, or this is what's like, someone's gonna betray me the moment they can. There are people out there who won't. It might not be very common in where you're at or in your life, but they're out there. You just, it sucks that for most people that I come first always and forever. Yeah, I mean, don't be harsh on yourself for being like that. I always go, hate's a very strong word, especially if you're talking about yourself. You dislike something about yourself. That's fine. A lot of us have things we dislike about ourselves. If you hate it, it means you hate yourself, and it's a wrong mentality. You are you, and just like everyone else, can grow and can change, and the best thing is to be like, you know, this is a flaw I have, this is something I need to work on. It's not the greatest thing, but no, I can be better. All my friends are very aware. I say you are your harshest judge, because you judge the things that you don't even say. You have thought of things, and that is worse than anything you've ever said. Because we all have done that. We've all thought of something, and it was like, man, that's fucked up. Why did I ever think of that? The fact is, we just do. We're humans. Having those thoughts is natural, and to believe that you should be above them is silly. Our brains are meant to be able to basically gather food, reproduce, and sleep, and to protect ourselves in that process. It is not meant to be able to, and like, also like communicate with people, but even studies have shown that 20 people is about as big of a group you can get before like things start falling apart. Communication starts falling apart. Egos start to clash more, and it's like you can't know everyone. That's just how it works. Whoa, this is gonna hurt. Oh, I landed right. Oh, thank God. I come from a psychology background and therapy focused. Yeah, that was. I landed on my roof. That could have ended very badly. So that's where a lot of this is coming from. Is from school, but also from a lot of therapy for myself. A lot of just being around people. who I can help. Because at the end of the day, best thing you can do is make other people better. I hate this spot. I think I tried going up there once, and it's near impossible in the car. You're gonna have to do it like on a bike or driving. Do not want to go up Mount Chiliad. That's just horrible. I'll go down and get some gas and see if the Polito pit stop's open. Because if it is, I can maybe fix it. I think it's probably in need of a repair at this point. But yeah, like Halen has a lot of things he dislikes about himself. I even go to as far as to say he says he hates about himself. Does not have the same mindset as I do in a lot of cases. That's just, I'm playing a different person. I'm not playing me. It's very hard for me to turn off my nerdiness, all my knowledge. So Halen is my outlet. Eventually I make my Crim character, he's going to be dumb as a rock. He's not going to get jokes, like easy jokes most people can get. He's just not going to understand. He's going to be the butt of jokes. That's the whole point. But he's going to be an adrenaline, like that character is supposed to be like the heir to a conglomerate who is being punished for not being grateful for what he's been given. It's just very about like, I have a lot of money, I have a lot of power, I can do what I want. But he's also been like coddled in a way, like he's not been put in danger. He just doesn't see that. And so when he comes in the city, he's just gonna be like, I wanna, oh, there's gangs? Do they do anything fun? What's that like? And he's just gonna be an adrenaline junkie. Almost the complete opposite of Halen. It's gonna be fun. Because he's gonna be like, they're gonna be like, go rob a cop. And he's gonna be like, okay. He's gonna go do it. Because for him, money doesn't matter. It's a felony in San Andreas. It doesn't carry over to the rest of the U.S. He doesn't care. And he's going to like experience being in a lot of cases living, because he really is gonna realize he hasn't lived until he's here, which will be nice. It's a kind of good contrast. And so he'll frequently disappear for like a week or two, because the idea is he's being flown back home to continue with his job and like training, because he's supposed to take over part of the company. He's not going to take over the full company. He's supposed to take over a branch. I think I was going to make it like exporting, like foreign exports. This entire thing is just shipping and being able to do that kind of stuff. It's that or metallurgy. I'm unsure right now what I want to repair the car. The thing that's going to suck is most likely Halen is a 4.0 character only. He is not going to be a 5.0 character. Just because so much is going to change in the city. He's very very much meant to be in this city specifically. You change how things work, he doesn't. A lot of what he's doing, a lot of his motivation's gone. Be interesting because I'll have to make a new character and have to figure out what I'm gonna make him. Yeah. Players. The other place I was thinking of, like, holding a meeting is somewhere in one of these factories. But I figured that's a little too enclosed and can be ambushed way too easily. Like, people can think they can be ambushed. I don't want to do that. I mean, I make so many character ideas. Like, I have an idea for potentially a one life character that is I made Halen dress up as like a 1920s detective, or like 1950 detective, long big trench coat, notepad, like the baller hat, like all that kind of stuff. And the idea though for the one life is he's a detective. He is someone, like, he's old. Yeah, exactly. He's from like that era, and he doesn't have a phone. He has a pager. It's the newest technology he has is a pager. So when you call him, you're not calling him, you're paging him. Can't text. He doesn't get those. But if you text him, he gets nothing. But you page him, and he'll then go and find he'll go and find a payphone and then call whoever beeped him. And that's like the premise, is he's just there trying to solve mystery, like do investigations, and like trying to understand like what the hell people are doing. I think that would just be funny. It's just like playing a full like detective and just trying to use that slang from back then. That's completely just like, what the hell is this man saying? Is he having a heart attack or a stroke? Oh, my fuel gauge is finally fixed on this car. This car used to, the fuel gauge only went halfway and then it would cut off and you couldn't see. It's nice that I can see it again. Thanks. I had that like really early on because I was just like, there's a lot of payphone, because I can't remember who, someone was like, I need to use payphone. I'm like, man, what happens if that's all it is? All you can do is use a payphone. It'd be a pretty like big drawback for a character, but also it'd be really funny because it's like, okay, well, I have to remember who beeped me, and I might get beeped by like 3 or 4 people. They're just like, pick up, and they're just not realizing that it's a pager. I mean, they'll talk to, like, if they talk to him, they'll just be like, yeah, it's pager. His number will never be in the lemon list because, yeah, that's it. That's all. And so he's just like, okay. And it's like, I need to figure out a place where he, like, most likely I was gonna make him either sit in one of like those places over here in Chumash, just like right outside one of the stores, find a cafe, and he's just always drinking coffee at the cafe, and he's upset because he can't have his like teacup, like his espresso cup of coffee. He has to have the like styrofoam bullshit. He's really upset about that. Like, he will be upset that they're using styrofoam. Like, he'll be amazed that it's there, but he's like, it doesn't have the same feeling. Like, this is the stuff they used when they like sent someone to the moon. They use this shit. What are these like companies? It's horrible. But at the same time, like, For him, it would be like, I still can't believe they mass produce this shit. Like, it blows my mind. Like, he's just constantly out of it. Fucking cars, like he'll get one of the old Chrysler style cars that are in this city, because I know they're out there. Problem is, I can't keep accents up for a very long time, so like I can change the register of my voice. I can change like how I talk a little bit, different inflection or just more pausing, different cadence. But like actual full-on accents are just, I can't. I'm really bad with them. Especially in like if I'm sitting down at a table with people and doing like D&D, I can do them fine. But you put me on in front of a computer, and for some reason my brain just does not compute that I need to hold it. Here real quick that we haven't gotten a message yet. Then I start that research. Funny thing is, I don't think I have Edgar in my. Text someone real quick. Family's trying to do plans for holidays. So just trying to help that along. So, that's also, in case you didn't know, I might have said this first time you actually. I don't think you were around the first time I said this. Um, every song on this playlist, except for I believe this one. This one's like 10 beats per minute below, but I like the message behind it too much. Every song's above is 100 beats per minute or higher. And every song that will ever be added to this playlist, because I'm trying to always add songs to it, is meant to be at least 100 beats per minute. For that's his heart rate. Resting heart rate's 100 BPM. Trying to ensure that that's always present. Still. Looking like uh, forgot message whisper won't be happening. Little uptime, though it would be interesting. No, wait. Huh? No, he would make it work. I think. Anymore. Which, unfortunately, I know he was in Yellow Pages. I'm currently stuck in watching. I had Peppo up earlier. I started streaming, so I never put it away. I never closed it. I just see randomly in his chat. Imagine the Whisperer is the leader of the Faceless, which is funny because up until yesterday, I didn't even know the Faceless was a fucking thing. And so I need to wiki it because I have no idea what that is. I know it's a big deal. It might be like admin shit. So I might have like definitely stepped over the line. But also, it's so good that like it's just tied to that. Just being so good. Didn't talk to Eliza today either. That's what I wanted to do, but she got on really late. Have to do it tomorrow.
Try to come by sometimes.
Gonna have to fucking watch the boat like odd after this, just so I can see where the mindset is. I think with this, start the boring part of the stream, which is Dr. RB. Just me running around a lot. Not even running around, just sitting around, hoping someone gets hurt. Yeah. Oh god, there's less than 100 people. There's really no point in doing that. It's solid, yeah. This is at least where he goes to when he is no longer trying to be the go find out where that name actually comes from. Infamous is also really strong, but from the sounds of it, it's getting out there, which is hilarious. How are you doing this evening or morning or wherever you? Yeah. If you haven't seen the interaction, I would go through Eddie's VOD. I think it's 10 hours and like 30 minutes into it where it starts. Unfortunately, my VOD is muted on my side because I don't know what happened, but my voice changer went completely borked, and my VOD was muted the entire like muted in for the game. My audio comes through, but the VOD doesn't, and no one else's. So it's fixed now. I don't know exactly what happened. I was told the voice changer was broke, like wasn't working. So I like toggled it off, toggled it back on, still didn't work. Closed it, reopened it, still didn't work. And at that point, I was just like, yeah, okay, I can't do anything else. We're just gonna have to roll with it, which is fine. I've rolled with a couple things already. Basically, being was in Medi's chat when he told Pep, like he was telling Edgar, and I was just like, oh god, I wanted Peppo involved. I did. I don't have a reason. Like, Halen's never met Edgar, ever. He hasn't met, I think, any of the Treppas either. It's really hard to, like, the only place he's heard of them is from a couple Hades members. And he's heard of Edgar through Survival because it was his first week in the city when Survival was happening. So he basically got to watch Survival and knows who Edgar is through that, but nothing more. I watched Peppo quite a bit with Coyote. That's kind of where I found how I found him. Was Coyote, and I loved Coyote so much. But I have done some prep work tonight. No, if I understood where some of them were coming from, but it was very short-sighted by the PD. And I do love, in all honesty, Peppo's pretty big influence on how I play Halen. Halen's not out here for wins. Halen's out here to make a good story. Whisper's here for the story. He is not here for anything else. Shit hits the fan. It hits the fan. This is not a one life character, but this is goddamn close. I have a shit ton of backstory for him. A lot of it will never come out, and once. Yeah, I mean, so the 0-3 part, some of it was actually other people fucking up. Um, Other part, like at least two of those 0-3s is literally because no one was helping him. He was given two of the biggest cases that have existed in the server in 4.0, and he had to do it all by himself. And he got answers for both, but he couldn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. He didn't have any other officers helping him. Yeah, exactly. The third one was just kind of like he couldn't. It was the witness pulled out, and you can't force witness. You can't. So two of them were easily winnable. The third one wasn't ever winnable because they could strong arm everything. Um, but yeah, if Coyote was still in the force, Halen would have definitely learned about Coyote by now and would have probably gotten him involved earlier. Nino is number 3 involved. The Edgar being 4. And in all honesty, uh, Nino wasn't even in the cards for most of this. I've been trying to get this going for two and a half weeks, um, and just trying to get things to work, and just timing doesn't work. Initially, it was supposed to be Hades and Hydra were the first 2 that were supposed to get involved, but Ray kept having vacations or kept starting really late. Benji, I would miss Benji by a little bit, and then I only have one in with one person who's similar to like hangs around Hydra a little bit that might be able to get in something to Flippy. And unfortunately today, or Medi never messaged Whisper on who he was trying to get involved. And so because that hasn't happened yet, I have no idea. Sure. There's a lot of this that is pertinent. A lot of this that will. Whisper was chosen for multiple reasons. One of them, however, is exactly what's happening now. Is having, when people talk to him, talk about him, whispers. They talk about him in whispers. That's the point. Well, that's one point. That's not the main point. Side one that just happens to hook it into exactly what I want. Yeah. There's so much. I am looking really forward to like the next couple weeks because this isn't gonna be a fast thing. Uh, this is this character by nature is slow burn. Um, I know I am not an admin. I know no admins. Nothing about 5.0. This is all shit that I came up with. Um, it just when I was making it, it made too much sense. It made too much sense in this game, in this world, and it really, my mind just kind of made everything pop, made everything make sense. Otherwise, how do you like? I had a very hard time trying to figure out why like Nico never got arrested. Why did the guy who's in charge of chopping gives you the ability to chop, guy whose ability to let you do roof running, at least know where they are? They've run by them multiple times, they've talked to them, they know they exist. But they've never arrested them. They never move. I liked initially when the chopping happened that Nico moved a couple times, like twice. I liked that. I thought that was really interesting and different, and I was hoping it kept going. But when it didn't, I felt like, okay, I can play. Why would someone who moved initially not move? Because they don't have a reason to. They're not afraid. Why aren't they afraid? And just went down that line of thinking. I have sets of questions that will be asked. I am still debating on what to do about when brings up bring in. I don't believe he's gonna say necessarily Edgar. I don't know who the other one. Brandon, Bradley. I don't know the. I haven't been watching. And I watch zero RP now. I used to watch so much, and I've watched like zero in the last like month. So it's been longer than. Hold on, I have to check. Something. How long have I been? I mean, there's that. Hello.
What I'm
Doing all right? Anyone's side. I mean, yeah, it's like being able to like be here, but also, um, like people say it, right? It's draining. I love talking. I love socializing. It is something I need. And this satisfies that to a great deal. But playing someone you're not having to double think reactions is tiring, quite a bit so. It was something I was not expecting. Okay, so yeah, it's been 26 days since I started. And actually,
Hello.
hi,
Can I have some help, please, doctor?
of
I fell
course.
off my friend's bike and I really hurt. I think I
Oof.
scratched my legs really bad. It hurt.
Okay.
It was so I felt like I fell and I was like, okay, this won't hit that bad, but I must have like hit something because it hurt bad when I actually hit the ground.
Yeah, it's hitting, body hitting just the wrong spot
Wrong time.
causes, yeah, just punch it.
Yeah.
Ice pack should do, yeah.
You're a lifesaver, doc. A lifesaver.
Oh, I don't think you were dying today.
You never know.
Appreciate it. Nonetheless,
Also,
make sure
doc, do
everything
you have
feels
any
good.
food? I'll pay you money.
I literally just ate the last thing I had because I was
It
starving.
is what it is. Yeah,
It
these
is
these
one of
shop
those
owners,
days.
man. These shop owners, I don't know what they're doing.
I mean,
Horrible.
Big Dog Noodles was open twice today, but they ran out of food both times.
God damn it.
They
And I've
just
been waiting for a Goober driver so I can go rob them because nobody's open. All right.
mm,
Thank you, Doc. You be
see
safe.
ya.
Peace.
Really, uh, June. Okay, so June is when I got accepted. Didn't start until, yeah. I've been basically playing for less than 5 months. Just scary to think of. started in mid-September. Unfortunately, it's going to be very boring. 2 hours until storm. He is a doctor. Not necessarily as a disguise. It is his day job.
But they were in like the corner of
It is
school,
what he wanted to
like,
do
down the
growing
window,
up.
so I never really got a good look at his face, I don't think, but I'll double check.
So,
Hey, Doc.
Senior Deputy Highwater.
I
What happened?
made it 6 hours of Helen Driver
don't
before
have
there was
a
any
picture of it, I just finished
ejectocinos.
Congratulations.
Thank
Is that a
you.
is that a new record, or is that
I think that's the most I've driven since becoming a cop. Period.
how?
In one
Good,
big stretch
good.
like that.
Me
Mm.
next.
Okay, get you next.
Simply because I think it's it should be frowned upon to use IFAKs or bandages in front of a
Thank you.
Yeah, I try not
Thank
to.
you.
It feels weird.
It would be like me going up and doing a citizen's arrest of a criminal in front of you.
What are you, DOC?
Just a little joke because they've been doing
yeah.
training on pursuits for 8 hours despite being stationary individuals.
I mean, I guess during transport, right? If they were transporting someone.
Yeah, but when they're doing transports, they have PD if there's a pursuit needed. It's like kind of the whole point of.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole point of DOC is that they're.
I like the new hair color. It's
Thanks.
very fall coded.
It's,
You just weren't feeling the blue anymore?
Yeah, a change of mood, like general mood. What the hair's for. So blue was, kind of a bit of I lost a friend almost a year ago now. And
Radio's
so,
silent.
And so now it's all.
Everybody's coming to
more
pick you up.
content.
All
So,
units
all right.
to
That's good.
Senior Buns
Yeah.
to pick up Jensen.
Go ahead. Good, unless you feel something broken or anything.
This is an all units.
Not physically,
call.
Doc. Not physically.
Okay. Well, if you need
Thank you,
someone to
Doc.
chat with, let me know.
You're a lifesaver.
Yeah. You as well. Keep saving people. Kind of. I've had a couple of the DOC come down. And they're like, it's crazy. Just like, okay, whatever you say. So Halen's little backstory that you would get. Halen is ex-FIB. He initially he's an orphan who initially just wanted to be a doctor, and but realized, like, being an orphan, he didn't have the ability to just go into like school. He couldn't afford that. So he was joining the military. He did hit the ASVAB, and he scored very high in certain categories that made the FIB very interested. So he was offered a very generous bonus to join them and go through training. Yeah, he did a stint with them. Kind of about 10 years pass. Because I'm not getting that part, because that's stuff you'll have to learn yourself in character, like in game. But he then ends up coming here, and was working as a sanitation. Mainly was a trash job. Still is for the most part. When he can, he likes doing it. It's a way of cleaning up the streets without anyone getting hurt. and it just makes it's you feel better not seeing trash in the street. It's his mindset. Everything looks better, and if it looks better, you need to treat it better. And so you make a decent amount of money. But he then saw that you could become. Initially, he actually wanted to be EMS, because EMS go everywhere. They get involved in a lot. Like, they know who's fighting who. They know, like, it's part information gathering. So you know who police are raiding. You are aware of so much in the city without being directly involved. I messed up. I didn't think. Yes. Oh yeah. They get all the tea from everywhere. They get the tea when they are picking someone up after a shootout, taking them back to the hospital to the scene, and the two gangs are yelling at each other, saying stuff. They learn so much. And I wanted that for Halen. Yep. They do. And initially that's what I wanted. But when I signed him up, I thought you had to be a doctor first and then go into EMS. Didn't realize it was a separate, like, you just had to put you wanted EMS. So yeah, basically I put in the app. The next day he got the interview to be a doctor and got hired an hour later. I still hear a lot of stuff. I still get involved in pretty good amount of behind the scenes RP, because a lot of people talk in ICU. A lot of people talk in the hospital as people have been stabbed or shot or whatnot. They say kind of where they've been. And then after you get the person coming in 2 or 3 times, it's like, oh, what's your name? Like, I've seen you a couple times. What's your name? And now I can put a name to it. And sometimes I can figure out, oh, you're Saints, because they're still wearing their, mask that has the Saints on it. Manor, because you're wearing Manor gear. I can now start putting together. Today, initially, was slightly. Bit. I was gonna be updating this thing. Yeah, everyone goes to the hospital. Fucking city. This is supposed to be a web of how people interact in the city. So if you highlight someone, everyone they're related to, everyone they either hang out with or have some association. It also comes. So, I'll do Aya. I have her up over here. So, look at her. You can see she has relations with, Chavez, because I don't have how. That's a little too much right now. Gordon Elmore, Ramsey, Rusty, also related to the doctor. So just at a glance, I can tell who they're close to. But I also have their ID. One of the things I'm trying to do is get everyone's ID and kind of be able to place them. They just kind of end up on the outskirts for right now. Their phone number, bank account number, what kind of hair, what clothing they wear outside, their associations, their affiliates. He's related to the BBMC. Husband, Rusty, is part of the BBMC. Any cars they have. I I have a separate spreadsheet that has their license plate tied to it, and then if they have a property, what property they. The goal is that everyone who's in the city is in this document. Because what I could do is, let's say, the easiest one I tend to use. He's kind of central right now is Phoenix. Phoenix is kind of the focal point right now in terms of many different people. He is tied to Gareth Graves and Alice Oman. Or I know Alice and Phoenix are runaways. It's a group. Also has an in with Benji Ramos and Hades. If I tell Phoenix something crime related, Alice is gonna know. Benji might learn it. Phoenix can't keep his mouth shut. And that spreads. Because Alice is gonna. Benji sure as shit gonna tell some. Gonna be his group of. Gonna be Hades members. And they're gonna tell people. But when asked who said it, Benji's gonna point to Phoenix, or he's gonna say him. Alice is gonna say herself. Not gonna outrat. She's not gonna go against her. Member. And that's going to exist in every group. And there are going to be places on the web give information to. It will spread like wildfire and never come back to you. That's Halen's game. That is the whispering. Whispers go far. It's just a shit ton of work. And unfortunately, I have a job, and I have friends. Don't have enough time in the day to get it all done. If I was able to be on 12 hours every day, I could keep that updated pretty easily. So I mean, the other really cool thing that I get as a doctor that I mean EMS also get, but having access to the MDT is so good. I can just look up anyone. I don't even need their full name. You can just be like, okay, I want to look up. I don't have a picture. But I have their state ID. I have what vehicles they own. Their license plate numbers. I know their properties. I know their criminal. I know what licensing they have. I could do that for anyone. These will show up regardless, but I do not know affiliations. So, as a case in point, if we look up Benji, right? I have all of his. I know all of his cars, 2 properties. I can tell he's a criminal. I don't know necessarily with who from this. His license plate. I might be able to learn who he runs with based off of where his property is in a specific area, because gangs hold. I go back, I can see that he's part of Hades. That's for the police side. I don't know that, which sucks. I would love to be able to just do that for everyone. EMS can see those. It's why I really want to like jump to EMS, but I've also realized that there are 0 doctors on when I'm typically on. So I wake up at Storm for about 4 hours. And for 2 of those hours, there's a doctor, Dr. Stacy. And then she leaves. So I'm by myself for 2 hours. And then I leave. Oh. Oh boy. It is how Halen knows people are stupid. This is stupid. That's why would you do that? Why do you have to advertise that your ADM's no point? Do this. Don't give anything. You don't need to. I have to do this. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Doctor?
All right. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
I heard it all.
Not actually, nah, I'm not hurt at all.
Hi, Margot.
Hey, let me call this.
Hello.
Sorry, let me call this guy.
How you doing, Margot?
I'm good. I've never been better. Everything's great. Fantastic.
Really?
Marvelous.
Hey, what's up? Oh, wait, it's you.
Sure, everything's been okay?
Yeah, why?
Making sure. That sounded a little, Usually you're a lot more nervous around me.
I mean, when you think about it,
No, everything's fine now. It's clear. Everything's great.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that everything's going well.
Bury the hatchet.
Thank
It
you.
implies burying, and
Yep,
it means
it's on the up and up from
somebody.
here and never the down and down again. Unless, but it's fine.
The downs might happen, but that's okay. Downs.
No, never again. It can't. It's
I've heard it
impossible.
before,
Why
you're
can't
right,
it?
right, I agree.
Because I have worms.
Ah.
I guess, yeah.
And among other things.
I want two
Back to you. They're your worms. I don't want to.
$2,000. Yeah.
Oh.
You,
Alright.
if I have the worms, you don't have the
Yeah.
worms.
Nah, it's pretty broken.
You're right.
Actually, it's like halfway.
You're right. Well, I lied. That wasn't really the
Well, it's not
reason.
broken. It's
Oh?
freaking
What's
used,
the
alright?
reason?
It's a used lockpick.
I can't tell you.
Why?
Just know that
I
it's on
said
the up and up from
halfway.
here.
I've used it.
You might find out.
Okay.
Well, you'll probably
yeah.
be the first to find out, actually. Second, maybe.
Is that a problem? I mean,
Why would I be the second to find out?
Because the cops will be the
well,
first.
I'm the one. I mean, you're
Oh.
desperate, right? You want a lockpick. I've seen.
I mean-
you
But
it's
been
fine.
tweeting
If
videos
anything you
about
tell me, I can't share
lockpicks.
with them,
I got a
'cause-
lockpick. No one else has got one. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you, like a therapist?
I try to be.
Really.
But
how
the other
much
thing
you
is,
have?
I do
Price will
this
go up if you don't
quickly.
fucking accept this is a one-time
And
offer.
now
What?
One-time deal.
I'm just
Hands off!
You're gonna pass
Gotta-
on this offer. Yadi, are you
You-
crazy?
heal, like, bandage your wounds. Now you're a patient. Now I can't tell them that you even been here.
Oh! Well, see, I'm gonna get a bunch
How
of
about
black
this?
tar heroin, and then I'm gonna
How about
kidnap
this, all
Bobby
right?
Charles
I'll
and get
give
him
you a
addicted to the
lockpick,
black
but you
tar
owe me a
heroin,
favor. How about
and
that?
he's gonna become dependent on me and then tell me everything I want to know, or else I won't give him any more black tar heroin.
I can't tell
Okay.
you. It's a freaking favor.
Why Bobby Charles in particular?
Well, because he did
Alright.
some bad stuff. He
Yeah.
did some real bad, shady stuff to me. And he
Uh,
called me a
Him,
bitch
he's
one time.
actually one of the
I mean,
guys,
that sounds on brand.
And now I don't have an arm, and I think it's because of him.
It's not because you were hungry while you were
Somebody else, though, probably.
not completely conscious.
All right. I'll make that
I'm not
offer, you
sure.
know,
I don't remember doing it. I know I was really
just
hungry.
rest up.
Yeah, you also had
Yeah,
teeth
that
marks
makes
all over it.
See what's
So
going on. Senior buns, perfect. Senior buns.
Well,
All right.
how
See
do
ya.
we know? How do we know it was me for sure? Again, besides me throwing up my fingers.
that's usually a pretty good sign.
Sorry,
Hi.
every time she brings up her missing arm, I pass out. It's so gross.
I mean,
I didn't bring it up, did I? I might have brought it up.
You said something about fingers, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, I brought
nah.
it up.
you're actually not doing hot.
That's not nice.
What?
Mikey, you're attractive. You're
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not that ugly, right?
it's more like your blood's coming out of you, so your body temperature's low. That kind of hot, not attractiveness.
All right, doctor, you're right.
Everyone's attractive to other people.
Well, that's not true, really. I'm sure there's somebody who's not attractive, right?
I mean, their parents might find them like their mom might find them attractive. in
What?
terms-
That's weird. Why would
That
their
is
mom
weird.
find them attractive?
like
why
saying
you
you're
bring that up?
handsome, even because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like romantically attracted. Just you can find someone handsome without being or beautiful without being physically desiring them.
Really?
Yeah,
That's fair, I guess.
I never heard of that. To be
really?
honest.
Oh, yeah. You can say like, oh, that guy's handsome without being
I'll try
attracted
that
to
on
them.
the next person I see. All right, see how that works.
Sure, go for it.
All right. Well, we'll be seeing you, doctor. I was just
Yeah.
wanted to come in and see what's going on.
Yeah, not a lot, unfortunately. Been a pretty slow day.
We can change
Perfect.
that if you want.
No, thank you.
No,
We'll
we
get you some
can't.
business.
Please don't. I don't.
Why you gotta say that?
I love Margot. She's so good. I hope so. We'll see. Um, I'm very. Halen knows nothing of Edgar. Nothing about him. One of the few people I think in the city he very like super little about. He knows the other person that Nino talked about, like was talking with less. Is big red flag. Oh, 100%. I mean, I was in Medi's chat today because I was like, uh, I used the line in there initially that I Whisper used. It's, timetables change all the time because uh, you know shit happens. You can't predict everything. Um, um, but yeah, it's just and then I kind of was more like specific and like thanking him of bringing Peppo involved, like getting Peppo involved. Because, like I was trying to figure out how to get him. I don't know his character well enough in game or any of the Trepas enough. And so yeah, he was just like, "Oh, that's you? Okay, yeah, we'll work." He's like, "We'll do it tomorrow night," and I was just like, "Depends on how late you stay up and how Hippo gets on and making it all work that way." Because typically I don't. I get on like the evening, like an hour ago. Is like early, like me getting on early. If work was like really slow or got off, but otherwise I wouldn't be getting on until about now. I mean, I did that with Nino. Like, Halen talked to Nino because he had legislation that he realized needed to happen because of a issue at the hospital. He never talked to Sure. But like my first the first time Halen met Benji gave Halen a mission. it's it was great. It brought back trauma for Halen, but it was great. the But yeah, that part, yeah, wasn't would have had to have been done discreetly, and there would be ways of it happening. For me, it was more I think I was trying to find where you get computer stuff from, and I was driving over the bridge by the PD, and I saw this lime green supercar crashed out on a pole, and Benji just on the phone being like, I don't have a repair kit, as I'm driving up to it, because Halen follows traffic laws and it was a red light, so he was stopping. And he's like, oh, I have a repair kit. Let me fix it for you. And Benji's like, oh, thanks, man. Like, yeah, that would be great. So I get out, I fix it. His boys roll through, saying like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there soon. And they leave. I finish fixing up his car. He gets back in. He goes, hey, thanks, man. What's your name? Tell him my name. Ask his. He gives me. I still use it, and I will continually use it because it's very funny to me. He gives me the name Nathaniel. And Halen knows who Benji is. Before that, he knows who Benji is, but he doesn't want Benji to know he knows who he is. And so he goes, okay. Well, have a good one, Nathaniel. And so Benji gets in his car, goes to drive away, gets like 20 feet away, and his car explodes. Um, uh, Car explodes as Halen is like just getting back in his car, and so Halen has okay, car it is find out really quickly. A Seminole, stupidly slow car, one of the slowest cars in the city, no acceleration. Um, and so I pull him out of his car, out of the car, and Benji is screaming, "What the fuck? What the fuck happened? My car, my car!" And I'm like, "It was a car bomb. You're lucky to be talking to me right now. I'm taking you to the hospital. Calm down. Stop yelling. Nope. Like you're just gonna make yourself. You're just gonna make this worse." Put him in the car. As I'm about to put him in the car, his car explodes again. Or as I take him out of the car, his car explodes a second time. As I'm getting him into my car, the car explodes a third time. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I've never seen a car explode multiple times in the city. As I'm about to put him in my car, he stands up, being completely fine. But I'm already in the animation. Nope. I did not. I put him in my car, and I'm like, we're still going to the hospital. Don't know why you're like, you need to at least get checked out. I'm not a doctor yet. I'm just, I think this is like my second week in the city. And I'm like, I'm not driving past your car again, because if it explodes a fourth time, it's gonna take out this car, and then we're all screwed. So I start driving the opposite way, and he goes, turn around. My car's just drove away. And I was like, the fuck do you mean drove away? We both saw it explode so many times. And so I turn around, and his car's gone. It's just gone. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we're just go to the hospital. He's like, no, follow my car. And I'm like, do you know what car I'm in? Do you know what car you were driving? He was his furious. Like, there's no way we are following a supercar in Seminole. It's not happening. Like, I'm just taking you to the hospital and we can go from there. And as I'm saying that, his car flies by going like 180. I'm just like, yeah, no, this car tops out at night, like at 100. We're not catching that car. He's like, follow it. And then he pulls out a gun. He goes, bitch, you follow it or I shoot you. I'm like, well, I guess we're following it now. I realize I haven't had music playing this entire time. Who did it? Yeah, he's very outgoing. He gets what he wants most often. It was great. I liked it. It's a very memorable moment for Halen. For Benji, not at all. Halen still brings it up. But anyways, hello.
Ow.
I can't explain what happened, but they got blown up pretty badly.
You can explain what happened, but they.
I cannot.
Okay.
Max level Sag farming.
He
type shit,
literally
bro.
left us in the car near a
Help.
tanker, and the tanker got hot and blew up.
So we're lying now, shamelessly.
They did this on purpose.
Now we're lying, bro.
Are you good? I'm like, you on the bed?
You gotta put me in the bed.
How the fuck do I do that?
Look at it
tire in his
alternatively,
hand.
and
The tire in his hand was from what was left from the
Right?
car.
This is not what I meant to do.
Wait, why are he laying in the bed with Elma? Hello?
Hey, now you're doing too much.
What the fuck?
No. Now you're
That's
doing too much.
crazy.
Don't let Marty know.
I'm taken, bro.
That's alright. I'm leaving.
get you on your
Leaving.
feet.
I'm leaving.
Yes, please.
I'm leaving. You guys are weird as fuck.
Up you go.
Thank you.
Let's actually get you in the bed properly. There we go. Met bad end of a fuel tanker.
Yeah.
Oh, Halen will never work. Too much risk. Way too much risk in that. You need something relatively low key. This is fairly low key in all honesty. Up until like yesterday. Right, well, I put a bunch of burn cream on. I bandaged any of the second degree burns you had. Could heal in a day or so. Just it's gonna sound weird. Don't take a shower for 24
What?
hours. Yep.
24 hours.
Gotta let the burn cream do its job, and let your body heal. If you take a shower, some of your skin will just kind of slough off, and you don't want to see that. Up you go. You'll be fine.
Thank you so much, Doc. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna take a shower for 24 hours.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, be safe.
You too.
I always try to be. So, as I said earlier, Halen is XFIB. Got a little too close to something. Welcome
I
back.
low-key just fell from a fucking 8-story roof. I need some ice packs.
After this one's more critical than him. I'll be real.
Ooh.
On a
So
5-story
you also
building.
have a lot of bullets in you.
I have a lot of bullets in me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to get those removed. How many is a lot, though?
I think you're over 20.
Oh, look at me. Big Tonka. 20 bullets in me.
I might have fell over a 5-story building.
Did you use that grapple?
After I tried to dramatically leave, it didn't work out.
Yeah, no, you're not the first one. Alright, and you have 6 bullets still in you, so I'm gonna also get those out.
Oh, I have bullets in me? That's
Yep.
fantastic.
Let's get your bandage first. It's removed. Yeah, so he got too close to a
Yeah, that's fucked up, Raccoon.
FIB
Can't believe you pushed him off the ledge.
idea, and basically was targeted for an assassination.
Nah, that would have been crazy tech right there.
So
Me and
Right.
Raccoon
he is trying to keep
grappling
as
into the
low
sunset
key as
together.
possible.
Right.
While
Oh
still
god,
being
it
able
would have
to
been
do stuff.
cinema.
It would have been cinema.
Would have been cinema.
So let's get
I would have
that
fell in
bullet
love with
out.
you right then and there. You know that?
Yep.
Game. Guess you're gonna have to try it again.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Skip.
Right. Last little bit of bandaging here. On your. Then we'll get all the bullets out of you, sir. 'Cause You're
Yep.
probably at this point like 5% lead.
Yeah,
All right,
something
go
like
ahead
that.
and
It's
stand
a
up.
healthy amount.
It's not bad actually.
It's pretty bad.
Fine, bro. I got this fucking vest on me. You know what I'm saying? Military grade.
That-
Whew. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, most likely it's
You know how we do it, bro.
probably
Yeah, bro.
a
The reincarnation of Spider-Man.
probably.
Back me up, baby.
I mean, right now I'm gonna be using just getting these bullets out of you.
All right, all good, all good.
And result end amount looks to be 26.
26 bullets in me, guys. Something light.
That's
How many of them did I swallow? Do you know?
that you swallowed?
Yeah, like how many of them are in my stomach?
I couldn't tell. That's how long ago were you shot?
Quite a bit, actually.
If it's been a while, then they're probably already left your digestive system.
Oh, I already pooped them out when I went in for a shit 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
No wonder why that shit was fucking burning, bro.
Yeah, probably
Makes a
wasn't the
lot of fucking
greatest.
sense. It was a little fucking. It was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that dirty brown, that reddish brown.
You might want to get your some probiotics. Sounds
Think
like
they're
some.
infected?
I think you have just your bacteria need a little bit of a pick me up.
All right, I'll fucking get to work on that. Where can I find some of those?
You know those like you've probably seen them around those little like yogurt bottles that have they're, like really tiny. You can just like almost like a shot.
Like a Yakult.
Yep, exactly. Those are probiotic. Those help your gut bacteria quite a bit.
W. Okay, I'll have to fucking slide and grab a couple.
Right. I think with that, you do ya.
All right, thank you, Doc.
Of course, anytime. Be safe out there.
You too.
Just find that funny. You too. Like I'm leaving.
Sorry, he was recommending me to get some probiotics and stuff. My digestive.
Love that. I love that part of it. It's just like just giving them advice. The funny part about this is I for a very long time was trying to do I was pre-med. So a lot of the like advice I'm giving is a little bit in truth is what some also solid if you're still around. The other reason why not a marshal is because I was too new to the server. I had no one who would know like police who would vouch for me, or really anyone in the city to vouch for me. When I became a doctor, I was literally had zero like. Yeah, there's not a lot to it. Dr. IP is way more just like serious, unless it's clown related, serious like life and death shit, which is like, you know, there's a lot of people who like that, who they're here for permas, they're here for the long-term ICUs. That's what people want, or what people are interested in learning about. In the last 2 weeks, I've done, I think, 6 different brain surgeries. And then before that, I did like 8 lung surgeries. In all 8 lung surgeries, I think only one wasn't gonna need a lung replacement. Like shit that's gonna, and for a lot of people, life altering. In GTA, who knows? I tend to play injuries pretty severely. Halen has a heart issue. Does not have a natural way of lowering his heart rate. So, your heart rate is actually controlled by a facial nerve called vagus nerve. It's what keeps your heart rate pretty low, and it inhibits the amount of times it beats per minute. Typically, it wants to beat at 100 beats per minute naturally. Your vagus nerve slows that down. Halen's is detached. It got severed. So his just naturally beats at 100. But not only did it get severed, he has shrapnel in it. And removal of that shrapnel cause a lot of...
Answers are boring sometimes. I know.
Hello.
I'm sorry. Hi.
They're in the bed.
Oh. That's
Yeah. Not
Where
lay
you
down.
going?
Just put her
Doll.
in the bed.
yeah. I just
Put her in the bed,
I
doll.
felt a connection with her.
Doll, just put her in the bed.
I felt a
Fair.
connection. I just wanted to make sure she was okay. Wait.
That's not good. Well, looks like you were on the wrong end of an iron.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you're talking. That is the best sign that could happen. Yeah. Besides just, probably a headache, how are you feeling?
I'm in a lot of pain.
I can start an IV with some pain meds right now.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. That up. And we'll just connect that here, and you should get a little bit of relief now.
Thank you.
Can you wiggle your fingers and toes for me? I want to make sure that... Let's hit your head. You have... Oh, with the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't.
Do that. Can you move your feet at all? Yeah, stuff like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to help you up a little bit so you can rest yourself in the bed, and stay here as long as you'd like. If you feel anything is really weird or wrong, please say something. we can go do an MRI real quick to make sure everything's okay. Up to you.
I think I'll be okay. Thank you.
Of course. Alright, let's go ahead and get you up then. We here, and we
Is that a problem? I have to eat.
get up in 3, 2, 1.
What's wrong with you?
Go.
Oh my god.
What's with the short hair?
Alright.
Face.
Make sure everything
Hurt
feels
me.
okay. Take
Nobody
it
heard me. I
real
was
easy.
testing it, all right?
Looks like
This feels really weird.
actually
go
caught me
ahead
on a
and
weird
lay
day,
back down
'cause-
real quick,
Okay.
and then
Right
back up
before we
again.
get
Sometimes you
water,
get a
I
little
was
bit of
just testing
vertigo.
This weight.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, seriously. I wasn't
Panic.
sure,
Oh,
like,
this has never
I
happened
kind
to
of
me
dig it,
before.
but I kind of
Ease yourself
Oh, there
off
we
the
go.
bed.
I don't know.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, you know, I'm a little hurt too. If I
Yeah.
can get like a little look over.
Of course.
You're about to be a little hurt. You're
You
about to
okay?
be a little hurt.
punch him. Punch him.
Just do it.
Don't do it.
Uh,
How could you do that to me?
If I report a
Deserved.
crime, if I
Honestly
report
deserved.
there's a crime, will you testify with me?
Honestly deserved.
I
He got her
saw-
robbed on purpose.
Oof.
I didn't have anything, so they killed
The
me.
proof
They
is on
killed me.
Twitter.
Eesh, that's rough.
He said, "Come rob my friend." They came and robbed. her
Okay,
and then
okay,
shot
okay.
her.
No.
And then shot her.
No.
Why did you want her robbed?
Because she just needs to grow up.
That's
That's some South Side fucking
She needs to,
mentality if I
yeah,
ever
she needs
heard
to
it.
know what these streets are like.
Lily, did
You
you,
know-
tell her?
But
Did,
you're
she,
not
did
South
he
Side.
tell you the first we
I'm
met
all sides.
at the apartments, and he was sitting in a bush with a video
I'm
camera
West Side.
watching me.
Do you realize that just
What?
telling what can happen is usually enough of a deterrent in here? Like you don't have to be like, this is how it happens. You can be like, this is what happens, and say it to someone, and they will believe you or they won't. And if they don't believe you, then you can drive around and see it. You don't have to get them robbed. That's excessive.
It's the hardcore way of introducing someone to the South Side,
doctors.
but the difference is
Hello.
these two are not South Side.
Everything
Never
okay,
happened.
Marshall?
Yeah, we're gonna have one person in custody.
Okay.
Well, we have a. Oh,
Hi,
never mind.
Halen. Hi,
Oh, yeah,
doctor.
there's
Hi.
marshals now. There's
Oh.
marshals.
All right. There you go. Pockets.
Yeah, you ever
Be quiet,
Tell him
bell
about
tower.
I should.
How you doing, Pockets?
did you ever play
What'd
that
you say?
Spider-Man game?
Hey.
You know, like the Spider-Man remaster.
Uh,
And then did they like bring in?
I
They bring in those
can't
like
work on Pockets.
overly.
He's still
Good job,
standing.
Belle.
He's still standing up for me.
What did I do?
I can't like see him at all. Like he's there, but also
Can you see
not
him now?
there. Yeah. There we go. I can do it now.
I don't know if any of that made any sense.
Like I can see him. He
Oh, wait,
just
shit,
wasn't
can I
laying
put it
down
up?
at all.
Oh.
That was a big. In all honesty, if he can stand up, that's probably for the best.
I'm standing.
Yep.
Oh, it's gotta be hold on.
What were you up to, Pockets?
Not much.
Not much. Error.
Helping some clowns, but you know, get yucked every time.
Yeah. I mean, part of being a clown, isn't it?
Yep.
Life just yucks you over all the time. You either yuck life or life yucks you. He's good to go. He's had just some minor scrapes.
All right. Thank you, Halen.
Of course, anytime. You guys be safe out there.
Okay, we should leave this. Oh, actually, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with vehicles?
Not completely. Yes, exactly.
Okay, wait. I had an automatic transmission that I bought for my
It's
truck.
gone.
They
Oh,
de-
it's just gone.
they degrade. So after a
Oh, they
little bit-
degrade?
Yeah, after a little bit, they just go bad.
Yum.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, yum.
It's pretty bad.
That's unfortunate.
Listen, I'm not even gonna bother explaining it because I know you're not gonna be around long enough to even care. But just know it's
Okay.
a trash can.
But automatics are? Or my truck?
Anything involving a car, you put a bunch of money into it only for it to fucking
Go
not
bad in a
matter.
Is this
month.
true,
In a
doctor?
few months.
Is this true, doctor?
Yes.
Yeah, I literally bought a turbo, and 3 days later, Gremlins came in and stole it,
That's crazy.
as they did everyone else's in the city.
But even then, when you buy it afterwards, it only lasts maybe about a month or so, and then
That's
you gotta buy
crazy.
another one. And we're talking like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about
It's not.
get the best parts in a car right now is about $350,000.
What the hell? And,
That
but that
degrades.
expires
That
and
expires
That
in a
degrades?
month.
degrades. Yes.
If you want the best tires, they're about $250,000.
Yes.
So it's about
I remember.
$600K per month to have the best gear. The
Wait,
best
is it
mods
how
and-
hard is it to make nowadays?
I've been in this city for almost 5 months, and I have $500,000. That is working here and doing sanitation, which I think is the second highest paying job in the city right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's been
Legal
like 8
job.
months for me. It's been like 8 or 9 months for me. But we used to work all damn day just to make like 10,000.
Yeah. Right
To work
now,
really hard.
It's not quite that same.
work about an
It's
hour.
still not easy as you're
Yeah.
potentially used to a long time ago, but
Like
it's not
sanitation.
that
Oh,
level.
that wasn't easy back then.
Sanitation, if you work a shift, so from 6:30 until 8, you'll make roughly $9,000, 10,000 with the with
yeah,
the
you
paycheck
used to
you
make
get.
like 3,000.
Yeah, make quite a bit more, and if you have max, if the boss likes you a lot, you'll make roughly
Yeah,
like
I got all the stars of
12.
sanitation.
Yeah, you'll make about 12K every shift, which is about an hour and a
Hell
half.
yeah.
So pretty good.
Okay. All right. Pretty nice.
Yep.
Pretty nice. It's funny.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, doctor, what's your name?
Halen.
Halen?
Yep. Halen.
That's what I thought. Appreciate you.
Of course.
Thank you for saving this lady's life. I wasn't really
thanks
too
to
invested in her life,
you.
but
Fuck you.
what the hell?
You're
I just
so
saved
rude.
you.
You actually try to. Ooh. Well, I did forget that it was that daylight savings time happened. So this makes more sense now. And this is unfortunate for me. I thought I had an extra hour. Yeah, solid. Halen has basically a heart condition. Doesn't have a way of lowering his heart rate, so he has to do it with meds. He does not have access to meds. Actually, you are still around. So music usually will go off when surgery or in something else. And this starts. So this is 100 beats per minute for heart rate. And as things happen, especially meetings, meetings start off 140. Only find one that goes up to 166. I look for 180. Top end 180, 100. Like 166 is that. Pretty damn fast. I do this for, if it stays at 166 stays there for 5 minutes, Halen has a heart attack and goes unconscious. And he is, depending upon how quickly he gets to the hospital and gets a tranquilizer for his heart, he's out for. There's a lot that happen with. It's part of the reason. A lot of characters not meant to die. Halen can. Halen doesn't have so he has a hard 3 hospital trips from a heart attack, in which he's ICUs for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. After that, there's perma rolls, and permaing increases the chances every time. If he can make, there's a surgery he can get, it will take $1.5 million for it to happen. He's trying to make. Yeah, I find it interesting because it's just like, okay, if he's in high intense situation, it ratchets up. So like yesterday, he was doing surgery on Brittany Angel, who he sees as one of the biggest issues with the city. He is the closest he's going to get to those who he believes is really in charge of everything. And he could have easily put in the wrong medication, the IV, causing her heart just stop. Could have fumbled the surgery, causing her to die. A lot of things he could have put a air bubble in her blood transfusion, which would have caused a heart attack or an aneurysm in her brain, which again would kill her. It would never have been found. That was all stuff he could do. Problem is, one of Halen's flaws is he will put aside his own best interest. Someone's in trouble. So, someone was in trouble. Best interest is if she dies. But his morals prevent him from following it. So he had Max 4 minutes into highest heart rate for the surgery. Clears her, gets her out, and then runs back into the surgery room because there was 2 doctors, both him and another doctor on her. Runs back into the surgery rooms, grabs a almost like horse tranquilizer, and injects himself with it to slow his heart rate down with like 15 seconds to spare. Which brought it back down to like less than 100. And he had to just some of the doctors and one of his and his 2 friends, both of his friends though only know only one of the 2 friends are still really in the city. The other one's just kind of vanished. But I think 3 doctors and outside of that. And the doctors who are the ones he works the most with, because he needs them to be aware in case something happens. No one else outside that knows, for very good reasons, as I'm sure you can tell. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a lot else. Him. I should say not a lot going hold on. But I can also feel free to ask other questions. I like answering them. There are some that I will say I can't. To wanting to hide his backstory. Not hide his backstory, but like, as you probably know from Peppo, like, find out in RP. It's more impactful. Just like as much as I want to like make sure the voice changer works right now. I'm not gonna do it because it's better if you find out when it happens, when he gets that call, because more than likely you'll be watching him when it happens. Because at this point in time, I am unsure if I'm going to start the stream with the setup or if I'm only gonna start it after I've called and right before they get there. Personally, I always like being able to see how things are set up because it's a way of building tension. Bit of chain, or I'm trying. Yeah, I like it because it's just kind of like how much effort does actually go into that. So like today, for than 3 hours, roughly 2 of those hours was spent setting stuff up, making sure I have 2 places that I can go or take people. I have yeah, it makes it so like, okay, you see the effort put in instead of just the payoff. But also, and sometimes it's like, so for a while I was playing with the idea of never streaming Whisper. The only time you ever see me streaming is with Halen. Wouldn't see Whisper at all. Because the idea is wanting to make it as secret as possible. And I mean, with my relatively low view count, kinda is already basically not streaming as is. Okay. Yeah, I don't really follow like Capped at all. Um, Again, I started watching GTRP back in January with Racy. Watched him for a little bit, and started mainly watching Blau with Mickey. I just liked Mickey's RP more. He had more of the style I liked. FYI, if Mickey ever came back to the city, because like I was almost about to start doing Whisper right when Blau was coming back to the server to do his, like, that RP, like him being caught and going to trial. And I was so hoping he ran. I loved the company. The company was amazing. It was meant to collapse. But it also felt like they didn't have a good next step up. Like they wanted to do, like Ray and Benji just wanted Company 2.0. That's what Hades is. Hades is Company 2.0. Just fine. Completely okay. Mickey wanted something different. And I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's the hilarious part is for a little bit I was like, one of the, like, a unit that needs to happen in, like, a unit that forms. So I think they have what, TRT in the PD. Would have been called like Hercules or Achilles. Because Hercules slayed the Hydra and defeated Hades. Like, you just, a lot of the gangs are based off of like Greek mythology, and it's just like a like a cool, like, ha, see, we won, we can one up you. And I mean, I prefer Slades to what Slime Money Gang was their secondary. I don't want to hear that one. I'm glad it wasn't that one. But it's hard to come up with good names that stick, that have impact. Like even Whisper, people are making fun of it because, yeah, it's kind of basic. There's big meaning behind it, reason why, and God, yeah. I wish I could have gotten into the server like a month earlier. If I could have gotten into the server a month earlier, I think a lot would have changed, because I think I would have been able to not drag, but essentially convince Mickey and Wreckers to turn to the intrigue side of RP. Of you run events, but you do it because you're trying to get information out of people, not because, and because it's fun, but not just because. It's not hard if you are good at character creation. If you do any like D&D, it's not difficult if you know how to like structure, like how to make a fleshed out character, and the application itself is really good at like forcing you to do that. They're very strict in how they grade them. I think I did almost 6 months or 5 months of applications, and I kept being rejected because of a singular thing I said, which by their rules was not against their rules. But once I removed it, I got through just fine. And I was so pissed when I found that out, because it was basically like you're held at gun, like someone holds you up at gunpoint, or a cop tells you to like get out of the car, hands up, has a gun pointed at you. What do you do? And I'm like, well, how do I know they're a cop? I don't. They're just, all I see is a person pointing a gun at me. They have a cop car, but someone could have stolen a cop car. That's fucking possible. Happens all the time in this city. So I'm gonna, and my character's terrified of cops. So he's going to like try and figure out who this person is, if they're actually a cop or not. But they're getting yelled at. So they're, you know, everyone's shutting down in terms of like de-escalating the situation. And so one of two things will happen. The cop de-escalates a little bit, says what they're doing, gives a like signal that it's okay, and then car's off, I step out, and it's handled peacefully. Secondly, they don't. They keep escalating, and I speed away while being shot at. Because if I get out, I might just die because I'm being targeted. Because Halen's lore, he's being targeted. If he drives away, he's going to be targeted. If he's going to be targeted either way, he'd rather have something in between him than not. And it's like if you are gun to your head and you're told to jump off jump off a cliff, or you'll get shot. You can fight back. That's a lose-lose situation. You're gonna die regardless. Your life is in danger in both directions. At least fighting back, you have a chance. You can fight back. That's not no value life. That's, you don't have a choice. But they didn't like that. I removed that. That's the second option. I just kept the first, and then I got through just fine. Of course, yeah. I was. I could have gotten in like 4 months sooner, which is like peak 4.0 at that point in time. Like, so many things were happening. Everyone was still in flux. Ah. Very limited. Very limited. Some people, depends on who you get. Some people will give you quite a bit of feedback if it's like, hey, like you need more description. It's too vague. But that was the most common one. Too vague. I'm like, okay, where's too vague? Which section is too vague? Because it's currently at 2.5 pages. Which scenario is too vague? I can add more everywhere, but I don't know. So like, I had to, yeah. Probably getting back for tonight. Doctor duty about it. Yeah, it just said too vague. So I was just like, okay. So my 3 pages of an answer turned into 6 pages of an answer because I expanded everything, and then I cut it down to I think 5 pages after like at the very end. I eliminated or 4.5 pages because I eliminated a bunch, and then that got me through. The whole point is, and a lot of it is that your ability to create a character on paper and articulate that character shows that you have the skills needed to then roleplay that character out. Isn't true. Plenty of people in all my time of playing Dungeons and Dragons, 8 pages of backstory and how character responds to different stuff, and then they play the character and they min-max everything, and it's just like, that's not fun. It's not interesting. Playing typical like barbarian, typical druid. What makes the character different? We'll see how tomorrow goes. If everything gets situated fast, then we'll do something in the evening. If not, hopefully be around the morning, the evening. then apparently something's happening today with Peppo, so figure that out. Timing just doesn't work. Friday is probably at least a D day for me. Probably gonna try and get Hades on Friday at the very least. I can get Hydra then, ADMC. I really want BBMC. That's my next one is I was trying to get this last week. Probably like on Friday was BBMC. Trying to get Dundee. He got caught up in so much. I mean, the city is starting to fall apart. As again, if you haven't watched Eddie's VOD from yesterday with Whisper, a lot of that, like, that was not the best. I was very nervous during the entirety of it, and then also scrambling because the voice changer wasn't working. With that, hoping that this next one is more coherent and easier to follow. But that, yeah, it's thing I hate is I waited 3.5 hours for Eddie at that spot, and I spent a good 2 hours of that like setting stuff up, and he circumvented like 90% of it. just like, of course he would. God damn it. Which made Halen like him more, because like, you don't do the straightforward, you do some of the difficult shit, and no one expects you to do the difficult shit, even me. And I knew you had it. I knew you had those shoes. I knew you would do something like that, because that's just who you are. But anyways, have a good one, Solid. Hopefully I'll see you around. Oh man, it was way more like not knowing if I don't do this one well, everything falls apart. Or not everything falls apart, but it's out there, and it's not as impactful as I wanted it to be. Not as good as I thought it could be. And I did it a disservice. Instead, Eddie loved it and talked about it for a good 5-10 minutes afterwards, which is more than most things he talks about.